Alright, and welcome back for some more easy blues harmonica. And today we're going to do a downtown box shuffle. So grab yourself a harmonica in the key of C, because we're going to play this second position with a backing track in G. And you might have noticed recently we did the uptown box shuffle, which was basically arpeggiating the chord and going up. So super cool. So our downtown box shuffle, I wonder what that might be. Well, have a bit of a guess while I cue up the backing track, and away we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty, so that is a downtown box shuffle, which is basically just arpeggiating the chords going down. So before we used to go up through the scales, we'd play, like for our 1 chord, we'd play the 1, the 5, the flat 7 and the 1 of the chord. Do exactly the same thing, but we're just going to go down the scales. We're going to play the root note an octave higher, then the flat 7 and the 5. Cool. So, excuse me. So how do we do these sort of things? All right. So it's a 12-bar blues in G, and for our backing track this time, we are actually using a Butternote Studios T-Bone Shuffle, because the little birdies told me that Butternote's going to be making some more backing tracks. So make sure you subscribe, because the Butternote backing tracks, they are super cool. So link in the description, check that one out. Now obviously we could use the same backing track as we used last time. And the fun thing about this is you might sort of say, well, it's the same thing. And like, yeah, it is. It's the same notes. We're just playing them in a different pattern. And that's what I find really sort of interesting and super cool about blues, is we use the same sort of techniques and methods, but just with little subtle variations. That's how we get ourselves different songs. So for something like this, you could basically have like a similar sort of feeling song, but to differentiate of them, one of them you might do like an uptown box shuffle, and this time we're going to do our downtown box shuffle. Okay, so literally what are we doing? So for our 1 of the chord, or for our, our 1 chord, we're going to use 2 draw, 6 blow, 5 draw, and 4 draw. So cool. Now for our 4 chord, we're going to use 1 blow, 4 blow, 3 draw, half step bend. And we could play 3 blow, or we could go back down onto 2 draw. It's sort of your choice. They're both the same note. So I like to use sort of 2 draw, because it keeps me the same sort of breathing pattern. So again, for our 4 chord, 1 blow, 4 blow, 3 draw, half step bend, and 2 draw. Now for our 5 chord, we're going to use 1 draw, 4 draw, 4 blow, and then 3 draw double bend to get like our 5th note of that chord. So now what we sort of notice when we're doing these sort of things is we use our whole 3 a lot. Like it could be for the 3rd of the 1 chord, it could be, you know, as just a natural note. We've got our half step bend for our 4 chord, and we've got our 2 double bend for our 5 chord. So what that basically means is the whole 3 bends, they fit in a lot of sort of blues. So generally when I'm doing these sort of patterns for my whole 5, I like to let my bend come up, like here what we sort of do for our 5 chord. So I'm going to do the turnaround like the last 4 bars. So I'm going to do 5 chord, 4 chord, and then the 1 chord. So you'll hear what I sort of mean. So let the bend come up. So we're going through those different sort of things. Actually, I'm just going to do the 5 chord and the 4 chord a couple of times. Now, if you're not super exact on your bends, you can get away with being a little bits and pieces in and out, but main thing is the 4 chord is the half step bend and the 5 chord is the double bend. So again, just running through that last 4 bars. Now that's something you'll hear harmonicas do a lot, that sort of turnaround right at the very end. So what I'm sort of doing is the whole thing is. So I just go back and forth. So it's like hole 2 draw, hole 6 blow, hole 5 draw, hole 4 draw, then I warble between the hole 4 and hole 5 draw, and then 6, 5 draw, 4 draw. Other thing you can sort of notice is you can do that on the low end of the harp as well. Different things that you can sort of do. Okay, cool. So uptown shuffle, this is a downtown shuffle, so the differentiation is we're arpeggiating our chord going down. We're using a few little musical tricks like our little octaves and things there because this is like, you know, patterns and things that we sort of play. Again, Jason Ricky, my teacher, he's the guy that sort of showed me how to do these sort of things. If I've got the names uptown and downtown wrong, that's not Jason teaching me, that's something I learned off the internet, but I do believe it's correct. So yeah, and now the other important thing with this too is I'm going to play this with our backing track. So think about what we're sort of doing here. We're doing stuff that we've done a lot, like we do a lot of arpeggiating chords. We're using a backing track that we've used before. This T-bone shuffle is sort of cool, but Butternote's going to get us some new ones soon. So again, make sure you subscribe to Butternote backing tracks. So yeah, why do we do these sort of things, and like, why am I going to play this? I want to be able, because it's not intellectually, you know, oh, yeah, I know how to do this. This is really sort of easy. It's not knowing how to do it. It's the physically getting out there and actually doing it. Because when I play this for 5 minutes, there's a lot of things I've got to do, like I'm listening to the backing track. I'm going to make sure my harmonica is like, I might get a bit dry, I might get a bit sticky on my lips. I've got to get my breathing going, I don't run out of breath. Keep going when I make little sort of errors, like keep the rhythm and everything going. So yeah, it's important to sort of just like get out there and play through these sort of things. So I'm going to kick off the backing track now. Got some birds going off here. There's a cyclone going through north of Townsville at the moment. No worries here in Townsville, but a bit iffy up in Cairns, so heaps of rain and things around. So concentrate on our downtown box shuffle. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. So there's a fade out on the end of that one. Nice. So as you heard there, I wasn't doing everything the same all the time. I managed to get a few mistakes in there, which was cool. So when you make like little sort of errors and things, like sort of miss a note, that's something that you can copy again later on. And another thing that I sort of did was like at once I think I turned it around, so I was like that one sort of there. The other one that I was doing was, oh yeah, just go down to the flat 7 and come back up. See little variations there, keeping the rhythm the same. I think once I got like a little bit sort of lost and went a bit out there, but most of the time I kept to that downtown shuffle, that downtown box sort of shape of the notes, like down, octave, octave, descend the scale, octave, octave, descend the scale, or I should technically say octave, octave, arpeggiate the chord. That's more correct. So yeah, super cool. Get your backing track going and just like sort of zone out and play along. Get out there and have some fun.